whistle. So like and share this episode. Well, today, man, I'm gonna talk about how to get started building something offline. Sometimes you got to get off social media. Everything ain't really. You don't have to do everything on social media all the time. Sometimes you got to get out there and meet people in person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do that. That's how I got started. I got started offline before I came online. I just got good at being online until I just stopped meeting people offline. I just got so good at it, I said, man, I'll just stay home. You know, it was that type of shit. I just stay home, and whenever I want to go out, I'll just go out. But I don't have to go out. Because I just got so good at meeting people online, and then I would meet these people eventually in person. I got so good at it, I didn't really have to leave home. You know what I'm saying? That's how good I got at it. And I'm still good at it. Still to this day. I've met people all over the world. You know? All over the country, all over the world. But still, even then, nothing is ever going to replace meeting someone in the flesh. Nothing can ever replace that. You meeting someone belly to belly in person, nothing ever going to replace that. Nothing ever going to replace that. You know? It's not really good to be antisocial. A lot of people are like that today. You know, I've never been like that, but there's a lot of people that kind of use the internet as a shortcut. They don't like talking to people, so what they do is they'll use the internet and send people messages all day that they don't even know, spamming basically, because they don't really want to talk to anybody in person. Not even over the telephone. You know? So they so see, a lot of people have bad social skills. They'd rather send messages online and spam people all day long, get no results, and then they turn around and complain. See, they treat people online like a number. A lot of people like that. People with bad social skills are like that. I've noticed that they would never do that in person, though. They would only do that online. Somehow, when people get online, they kind of forget that they're still dealing with people online. But somehow they kind of separate the two, offline and online. Offline, you know, they're very easygoing. Some of them can be friendly. Some of them can be standoffish. But they're respectable people. But when they go, this same person goes online, they're not respectable at all. You know, so it's kind of weird. That's a weird dynamic that a lot of people have. You know, somehow when they get online, they flip. It's like they flip us. It's like they turn the light switch on, and you know, it's like, I'm like, hey, bro, you do know that person that you see online. We saw them a couple months ago, right? You remember? And they'll be like, yeah. So I'm like, how come you act like you're some new person all of a sudden? A lot of people are like that. You know, I'm the same person I am online. If you meet me in person, I'm the same person. I don't change. I don't get nervous and hide in the corner or some shit like that. I'm the same person. You walk up to me and say, introduce yourself, you know, I'll be cool, you know. I'm not walking around with security or some shit like that, like I'm a celebrity or some shit. No. I've seen people like that. I've seen people I met online on YouTube, for example. I met people from off YouTube in person. I saw a girl one day. She hired security. She had security with her because she was afraid. Now we're at a live event now. It's not like we're on the street or at a nightclub or anything like that. This is a live event. She got security with her. Not only did she have security with her, she acted like she didn't know who I was. And I've been chatting with her for the past year or two at the time. So you have people that, you know, some people when they go, if you meet them online, it's all good. They'll treat you like a fan. But if you was to somehow, someday, meet them at some live event, or maybe you just might meet them out in public somewhere, at a restaurant or wherever, airport, wherever, right? Man, they might act like they don't know who the hell you are. They'll be so nervous because a lot of people have bad social skills. A lot of people like that. I've met a lot of people that are like that. Yeah. You know? But it's hard to build anything being that way. It's hard to, I mean, how you gonna get a deal done if you're antisocial? Well, some people say, well, let somebody else do the talking. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's one way. You know. Yeah, yeah. You can let somebody else do the talking. That's true. Yeah. But in most cases, especially if you're just starting off and you're small, just you and a handful of people, usually the other person usually wants to know who's the head person in charge. You know, usually. So at some point you're gonna have to talk to somebody from the other side. You know, that's been my experience. At some point you gotta have to talk to somebody. Whether it's a new employee or somebody else that's trying to do a deal with, whatever, you know. I don't think you're gonna be able to get away with not talking to anybody. You know, I've never seen it happen. You know, at some point you're gonna have to talk to somebody. Even if it's for 5 minutes. 5, 10 minute conversation. You gotta talk to somebody over the phone, in person, at a live event, someplace. You know? Yeah. Sometimes you might have to I'm not gonna say sometime. Every once in a while, you might have to meet up with somebody in a conference room, something like that, or at a restaurant, someplace like that. You might have to sit down and strategize and how y'all can possibly work together and collaborate together. Sometimes that's a good idea. Sometimes it's not so much a good idea. But sometimes it's a good idea. Sometimes that works out for some people. You might have to do that. You know? Sometimes it's easier to make connections through a mutual person. You know? It's not so easy to get somebody to respond through social media or email all the time. Sometimes you might get through, sometimes you don't. Just depends. Depends on how many emails they get. The people that you send them to. You know. And there's different ways to get past the gatekeepers and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into all that. But at the end of the day, you're trying to have a conversation. You're trying to get someone on the phone, or you want to meet up in person. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole idea, concept. You know. So sometimes, man, it's good. It's okay to get off social media and meet people in the real world. That's all I'm saying. And I'm a big advocate of social media. I love social media. Oh yeah, I love it. But it's not the only way to do things. You know, you got to be flexible. Can't be set in your ways. Or you shouldn't anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got. That's all I got for today. I didn't plan on being on here that long. So hey, don't forget to check out my book, The Cockroach Marketer, on Amazon.com. Bestseller. Right now. You know, international bestseller. Yes, sir. So like, share this episode, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.